Hello, this is A. Tunson, and I'll be reading today from my new book, newly released book, New Millennium Love. I'll be reading from Chapter 7, At Your Best, You Are Love. Subsection, Accountability. We do not and cannot control another person, and essentially, no one makes us do anything. There are no excuses for our actions. There are reasons for our actions, but no excuses. We each have complete control over our words and how we respond to a situation. We always have a choice as to how we react and behave, and no one dictates that for us. We are ultimately accountable for what we say and do, without applying blame or justifying our wrongdoings. We must be brave enough to stand behind our actions and admit when we are wrong. It is noble to do so. The true strength of a relationship lies in how well individuals deal with conflict, how we maneuver through the bad times. Most of us can get along and coexist with ease in situations that are pleasant and free from conflict. However, the true durability of a relationship is revealed once disagreements arise, when things get uncomfortable, challenging, and confrontational. How well we communicate and handle ourselves will ultimately determine if the relationship can last. If two people can't work out their issues, then it is inevitable one will begin to grow tired and eventually apply the fight or flight response. Therefore, the hard times become what makes or breaks the longevity of a relationship, making it once again very important to learn how to argue and work out differences. So why is it so difficult for us to apologize? When we know we were out of line, when it is clearly obvious that we've offended someone, what makes it so challenging for us to simply acknowledge it? Even if we don't agree, when we care about others, we want to make amends. So if we do things to make a person feel bad, whether we agree or not, we should acknowledge his or her feelings for the sake of peace and harmony, for the sake of the relationship. If our intentions were misunderstood, that is reason to be apologetic, if for no other reason but to acknowledge how it was received. Delivery is important, and oftentimes we mean one thing, but our delivery sends a completely different message. Our nonverbal communication speaks louder than our words, and oftentimes the two don't match. For this reason, be attentive to when the outcome of our words or actions result in emotions we didn't intend to provoke. It seems many people have gotten to the point where they feel, that's on you for taking it that way. This is not necessarily true. Could it have been the tone we used to convey our words that caused the misunderstanding? If we take a third-person view, can we honestly observe how our words or actions may have been misread? If we truly care, one will feel compelled to clarify and redeliver his or her true message. It's quite rude to have been offended by someone and then have him or her push it on you to claim ownership of the outcome, as if you were the one who did or said it, leaving you with the task of dissecting and interpreting the intended message. As human beings, we are programmed to receive information based on a plethora of factors. Therefore, we sometimes require clarification to fully comprehend another person's message. Accountability is about recognizing when outcomes don't match our intentions and showing a willingness to own responsibility for those outcomes. Many issues linger simply because we don't clear the air. And why is that? Oftentimes, it's because when we are angry, we are more consumed with being right. We have become more caught up in the competition of who's right and wrong, when in reality, winning an argument is not our ultimate goal, especially with our loved ones. Our goal is to keep the peace, having compassion for our loved ones. Sometimes, this requires us to take one for the team in order to resolve the issue, in order to move forward. With accountability also comes the difficulty of confrontation. Even for those of us who are willing to do so, confrontation brings anxiety. It's hard to open a can of worms. We don't know what to expect, how the other person will respond, etc. Many times, we may not have entirely gotten over the situation ourselves, and therefore, we may not have our emotions completely in check. Whatever the case, confronting a situation can be very stressful. However, what comes out of it, whether good or bad, is resolution. Therefore, confrontation, when done with love, is healthy. We simply must learn to approach it properly.